So I like Pulp Fiction. I'm not a fan though. I don't love this movie. And here's the review. All right, y'all, I gotta get some things off my chest. So the reason for this video, I did a live stream the other day with my boy Anthony A. Perez. We talked about Inside Man, and we was having a conversation about just movies and stuff like that. And I realized something, and I gotta come out about it, y'all. I gotta come out the closet, y'all. All right. We was talking about, the whole Chris Stuckman controversy, how he doesn't want to shit on films. He just wants to celebrate films or whatever. And I'm like, but as movie critics, we have to be honest with ourselves, man. And if you don't like something, you don't like something, just say you don't like it. You know what I mean? And doing this for as long as I've been doing it for, yes, there's been times that I have capped for movies where I shouldn't have capped for, where I feel like you're almost obligated to like or dislike certain movies. But of course, I can run out of that. I don't give a fuck no more. But I have to address this because this is something I've been holding in for a long time, y'all. And okay, the thumbnail is obvious. So Pulp Fiction, right, is a movie that's so beloved in the film critic or movie buff community. Pulp Fiction is one of those movies where everybody loves. Everybody just sucks this movie off, right? There are a few names that you have to really love their work, and that's Tarantino, that's Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, Chris Nolan. Okay, those are like the masters of this shit, where if you don't love their work, then something's wrong with you as a film fan. Now, mind you, I am a fan of Quentin Tarantino, and I'm not saying that Pulp Fiction is a bad movie, but when I say I'm coming out the closet, that means that for years, I used to suck this movie off and say that this movie was the shit. It's a classic. I love it. I'm lying. I never loved Pulp Fiction. I'll go as far as to say I like it. Okay, I like Pulp Fiction, but I never loved it. And I really realized that because, mind you, y'all, this is the 30th anniversary of this movie, right? So happy 30th anniversary to Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino. Congratulations, bro. This movie put him on the map. This is his opus. I guess that's the word you want to call it. So, like, Do the Right Thing was a Spike Lee. Goodfellas or Taxi Driver was to Scorsese. Pulp Fiction is to Quentin Tarantino. But I had my cousins over here, right? My twin cousins, Jerome and Jarrell, they came over, right? And we were deciding what to watch. And they came over because they're in high school. And because our high school's like right next to my apartment. So they stopped by and I said, what do you guys want to watch? And I believe it was Jerome said, I've never seen Pulp Fiction. I said, Pulp Fiction? Oh, that's a classic. Hell yeah, let's throw that on. And this is got the honest truth, y'all. I put on Pulp Fiction, right? And of course, the iconic scene where, Samuel L. Jackson's like, say what again? Say what again? Okay, fire, right? About, I say, an hour into the movie, right? It's so quiet in my place. You can hear a rat pissing on kind. We're watching the movie. We're all quiet. And I kind of look over at them. They look over at me. And I'm like, shit's kind of boring, ain't it? Even there was like, what's the point of this movie? Like, what does this have to do with the plot? I said, you know what? But look, I guess hence the term Pulp Fiction. Okay, I know some of you are going to come after me. Well, that's the whole point of the movie. It's told in a non-linear way, and that's something that movies weren't doing. Yes, I understand that. But still, even though I can appreciate what you're doing, I can respect what you're doing, but don't mean I have to fucking like it, okay? I thought this was a movie that I could throw on for anybody and be like, man, you got to watch this film. And my cousins, they checked out. Eventually, they started getting on their phones. They started doing other shit. The problems with this movie is that, there's times where, like, and Tarantino does this in a lot of his movies, where a shot will go on for too long. Sometimes a dialogue scene will go on for too long. There's a scene with Bruce Willis and his lady where they're just in the bed just talking. And that's the part where my cousin was like, how is this interesting to the plot? And I didn't have an answer. I'm like, man, I don't know. At the time, 1994, yes, this movie was a big deal. It was. 94 was the year of, I believe, Dead Presidents dropped that year, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, True Lies, Forrest Gump. 94 was a dope year, man. But there was nothing like Pulp Fiction at the time. But even when I rented it from Blockbuster, that's when I first saw it. I rented it from Blockbuster. Even then, I was like, I don't get the hype. I don't understand the hype of this movie. But everybody raved about it so much, man. Pulp Fiction, this movie. So I went along with it. Yeah. Pulp Fiction is great, man. The highlights of the movie, of course, is Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta. Okay, I won't deny that. And there are some iconic scenes in this movie that you'll never forget. Some scenes I could have did without, like, seeing Ving Rhames get violated. You know, I said they had to show a brother get done from behind. I'm not saying Tarantino's a racist. I'm not saying that at all. But why you gotta show a brother get poked from behind? You ain't gotta show that brother getting poked. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel better just saying. I feel better. I got this off my chest, y'all. Yeah. So I like Pulp Fiction. I'm not a fan though. I don't love this movie. I wouldn't even put Pulp Fiction as one of Tarantino's, as one of my favorite Tarantino joints, right? I always say Jackie Brown's my favorite. Then I say Django, Reservoir Dogs, the Kill Bill joints, Hateful Eight. I just seen Inglourious Bastards last night because my boy Anthony A. Perez got on me. He was like, dude, you gotta see Inglourious Bastards. Because I tried watching it before, but I fell asleep on it because it started out real good, but then it got fucking boring. And half the movie, they're talking in French. They're either talking in French or German or Italian or some shit. So I got to a point, man, after an hour or so, man, I checked the fuck out. Same with Pulp Fiction. I kind of checked the fuck out. I'm like, dude, I even dozed off. I woke up when they was about to execute the whole thing that happened at the movie theater. So, yeah, so that third act was on point. Now, that third act kind of put me in the mind of the movie Demons, that also took place in the movie theater. So the movie ended with a bang, you know what I'm saying? So with the way Inglourious Bastards ended, I was like, yeah, that's a B plus for me, man. But other than that, it was working its way towards a C. And what's his name? Christoph Waltz definitely killed it. But yeah, man, I don't know. Tarantino does have a unique style that, people have tried to duplicate over the years. Probably the closest one to him is probably Guy Ritchie, so Guy Ritchie is almost like a Tarantino, what's the word I'm looking for? He's almost like a Tarantino apprentice, or not a copycat, but he's in that same realm as Quentin, right? But actually, I almost prefer Guy Ritchie movies because Guy Ritchie's movies are fast-paced, with the exception of The Covenant last year. The Covenant was really slow. But you look at movies like The Gentleman and Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Guy Ritchie moves pretty fast and are more entertaining. Whereas Tarantino movies, they get entertained near the end, but then there's so much dialogue and buildup, which he does write great dialogue, but I don't know, man. So, like I said, Pulp Fiction to me, it was alright. It was alright, and I feel better saying that now. So I don't know how many people are gonna watch this video. Hell, this might fall into the YouTube, pile of trash where nobody's gonna see this video. But if you do, don't crucify me too bad, y'all. That's just my personal taste, man. I feel better getting it out. Yes, I do not love Pulp Fiction, but 30 years, congrats. Didn't age as well as it probably should have. Like I said, when I watched it with my cousins, I was like, ooh, this shit is kind of boring. It's not really that great. It's not really that great. I put Jackie Brown over Pulp Fiction any day. I said it twice on Sunday. Anyways, what do y'all think about the movie, man? Do you think Pulp Fiction is an all-time classic? Is an all-time great? Is one of Tarantino's best? Comment really below. Let me know what you thought. I feel better doing this. It feels like I just took a monster shit, and I just feel so relieved and better. Now I can go outside and smile. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.